Hey, crew. Welcome to college football for the girls. I'm Jessica. She's
I'm
Amani.
s- yeah, that's me. I'm sorry. I just saw the first game of this college pick'ems and my brain had a stroke.
Did you miss this? I did. It's so fun. We still been playing it for the last couple weeks, and may I say that Amani is still in the top three right now.
And I have been in the top three by the hair of my chinny chin chin because let me tell y'all what happened. So last week I was in Houston for
Mm-hmm.
Afro Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't find a husband. So I feel like I deserve some sort of compensation for that because I was told you go to Afro Tech and you find your husband. Was I there for work? Yes, but still, but still. Anyway, I was in Houston and I was like, oh, college pick'ems. I got to put my picks in by 12. Looked at the clock. I'm in Central Time.
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, 12 is 1. So I literally called Jessica frantic at brunch with my friend. So bitches is twerking over my shrimp and grits. And I'm like, Jessica, I really fucked up. Please tell me it's not too late. And by the grace of God, it was not too late. So
it was
I got my picks
technically
in.
it was technically noon, I think, or no, maybe a little
It was like
after.
a little afternoon, but
Yeah.
you didn't lock it.
Nope.
And so I would just like to say shout out to Jayla and who was the other one? Jonah.
Jonah.
I saved your ass. I saved your
You
ass.
sure did,
So
because they
you're
almost went 0 and
welcome.
8, which I shouldn't have told
You're welcome.
Jonah. I shouldn't have told Jonah, so you could have gone 0 and 8 again, but it's okay.
But yes, so my Central Time brain was like 12 Central Time instead of 12 Eastern. But I got my picks in time. The week before, I was on a plane, a 5-hour plane back to Atlanta from California, and I fell asleep because I was so exhausted. Because y'all, let me tell y'all, I'm not gonna go into the depths of it, but work has been whooping my ass. So I've literally been traveling and working and not even having time to really think about this podcast for real. So when I was on the plane, my eyes are closed. I'm like, this is the first time I'm getting some real sleep. And I was like, I plan to sleep the full 5 hours back home until I had a dream about college pick'ems and I gasped myself up. I'm not even kidding you. The person next to me was like, are you okay? I said, yeah, I fucked up. So I had to text my bestie. Shout out to Dez because he really saved my ass. Had to text my bestie and be like, hey, yo, I need you to do me a solid. Didn't even get to look at the pics for real because I was on a plane, so the Wi-Fi was ass. I literally just had to like they sent me like the matchups. It was like, okay, so and so and so and so, who you got? I went off of straight willpower. And here we are today in third.
In third.
It's been a very eventful time, let me tell you. I'm just proud that I did not go 0-8 last week because I very much could have.
I usually lock the Excel at noon. I was busy working and panicking over the Tennessee game, so I didn't have the time,
Oh my
unfortunately.
God, did I call you during the game?
No, the game wasn't until 7:30, but I was on site when you called me. And I'm like, why is Amani calling me? And we had just taken a moment and I like answer, I'm like, something's wrong. And so you're like, I hear her like near tears being like, my bacons. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, I thought it was 11. It's actually noon. I'm on Central. And I'm like, go put them in. I was like, and tell me who else is left. I'm going to be nice this weekend because I had forgotten. I was so caught up on this weekend. And so she texted me. She goes, Jonah and Jayla also failed. And I went, awesome. Texted both of them. Jayla didn't even reply to me. She just fucking ran and did it. And Jonah never said anything to me either. And so I'm thinking both of them fucked up. And I'm like, damn, for real? So then I get home at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Mind you, I get home because of this, the game and having to work it. And I look, or no, I didn't even look till Sunday morning. And I'm like, did these fuckers get their picks in? They did. They did. Everybody did. But I think Jonah has regrets because it didn't go very well for
The
him.
fact that I forgot you were on site, I feel
It's
so
okay.
bad.
No, we were actually putting out like ice and trash cans. You were fine. You're
I
fine.
literally, y'all, because when I tell you the panic was real, I was in
You
mid
were in
brunch.
almost tears on this call, dude. I thought somebody had died. I was like, holy shit, something's wrong.
I in my brain, I was like, oh my God, I'm going 0-8 and I'm dropping to seventh. Like that's literally where my brain was going. I literally was with my line sister and I said, hold up, girl, I gotta go make a phone call. But I made it.
All that
And
to
here we
say is
are.
she's now in third place, though first place
And
is
I
like
literally
good 5 games away.
and I literally texted Jessica and I said, this is why we cannot stop recording because I'm held accountable when we talk about our picks
Yes.
versus being accountable on my own. I
I
can't do
also
it.
miss you yelling at me in person over these picks. I'm not going to lie. Text is fun, but um
It's not the same.
it's
I
not the
know.
same. I will say
My dramatic self is not the same via text.
the irony of it all, everyone, is literally I remember earlier last week, she did take a peek at the Excel. And I remember her texting me being like, Jessica, I have heartburn. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Why the fuck didn't I pick them then?
Because
What is wrong
you said it was too much at the time. I can't do it. And you stopped.
with which tracks? That checks out. That checks
Checks
out.
out. I did the same thing. I was gonna start doing it at the same time. And I looked at it and I went, no. And did it later. Anyways, all of that to say, it's a new week. It's a new time to cause chaos and heartburn and rising blood pressure. So let's get it started with our big matchup of the week, Indiana and
This ain't a
Ohio.
big matchup. Next.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, let's be real. Yes, is Indiana undefeated? Sure. But who have they played?
correct.
Matter of fact, let's just kind of see. We talked about it in the last segment, so I won't go into all of them. But just for context, they only beat Michigan by 5 points last week.
Correct. So,
So we know who I'm going for.
I
Respectfully.
hate picking Ohio State. I don't like Ohio State. I despise Ohio State. I will be shocked if they don't run a freight train over Indiana. I'm being dead ass serious.
I will also be surprised.
I will
Color me surprised.
I will eat a shoe. I don't know what I'll do. I'll
Liv Moss.
live Moss student section. All right. Next matchup. North
This is the
Carolina.
one that I kind of was really looking at, being like, why the fuck? This is so hard.
This one's a tough one. So it's North Carolina versus Boston College. It is at Boston College. It is a noon game. Um, Boston College is the slight favorite. Actually, no, UNC is the slight favorite. But if you look at the matchup predictor, it actually has Boston College being the favorite at 52%. You look at their quarterbacks, North Carolina has 3 interceptions versus Boston College's 5. But North Carolina has 2,000 yards while Boston College has a little over 1,300. Um, which is
I
which is interesting because rushing yard wise, UNC been running all over that fucking field, and Boston College hasn't done a whole lot. So
So here's where my brain is going. It's going nowhere.
oh,
My brain was saying that Boston College might be my choice. And the reason I say that is because Boston College almost beat Louisville. They beat Syracuse and they almost beat Mizzou.
yeah,
And with the performance I saw UNC give last week against Wake Forest, respectfully, I can't give them that much credit. I can't give Wake that much credit. We are not that good to be losing by a touchdown.
see for me, oh, excuse me. I'm going off of the Virginia game for them because North Carolina
Mm.
scored 41 on North
Mhm.
Carolina while Boston College lost and only scored 14.
Mhm.
And also
Mhm.
looking at Boston College's losses,
Mhm.
they were letting them teams run up on them. Even in their wins, they were fucking letting that happen. Now, so is North
Mhm.
Carolina, but they've been on a winning streak lately. So I'm going with UNC just because they have. Yeah, it was close against a Wake game. The two prior games before that, though, were pretty decent games, and
They were also at home.
yeah,
Yeah, I think this is where we're going to differ. I think I'm going Boston College.
fair enough. Fair enough.
I feel like I need to look at one more thing, though. Just give me 1 second.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
To go with Boston College. I'm leaving it. I'm
Okay.
keeping it as is.
Follow your heart. Follow your heart. Now, let's move on to Western Kentucky versus Liberty. Liberty,
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 liberty.
liberty.
Now, Liberty used to be
Undefeated.
undefeated.
They used to be undefeated. What are they now? Like 9-1,
They're 7-2, so they're not bad.
7-2. Okay.
Not bad, not bad. However, they got Western Kentucky favorited for this game. Barely. 1.5 point favorite. Matchup predictor has them favorited by 55%. We looking at passing yards. Western Kentucky has 2,000 versus Liberty's 1,700. I will say Liberty's been leaning a lot more on the running back side of things, where their leading rusher almost has 1,000 yards on the season versus
But Western Kentucky quarterback has 7 interceptions.
Yeah.
Played.
Yeah, but then you look at the matchups.
It's because they beat Kennesaw State.
Oh, that's why they're giving Western Kentucky their dues.
It's because they beat Kennesaw State. They beat Kennesaw State bad. They almost beat Boston College. Oh shit. Hold on. Whereas Liberty lost to Kennesaw State.
In a close game, though. It was close.
Right, but Western Kentucky beat them by a lot. It was like 31-14. Now I might have to rethink this Boston College decision. Hold on. Who else did Boston College lose to? Mizzou, Virginia Tech, Louisville, SMU.
I.
James Madison, Duke, Pitt.
Liberty just went into overtime against UMass this past weekend to win against them. Yeah.
Wow.
I think I'm going to go Western Kentucky. Looking at the teams that they've both played, Western Kentucky puts up the numbers while Liberty doesn't. It looks like Liberty kind of struggles to get those numbers up against those designated opponents. I'm specifically looking at like UTEP and MTSU. Western Kentucky beat MTSU by 50-21, where Liberty only won 37-17. It's nearly the same, but I feel like Western Kentucky had a larger of a margin.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one, and I'm solely picking because of their defense.
Fair enough. That's a good reason. Good reason indeed.
But I'm not confident in this one. And I'm kind of second guessing the Boston College decision as well.
Why is that? Because of their struggle against Liberty? Or not Liberty, Western Kentucky?
Western Kentucky, yeah. Yeah.
Think
I
on
don't
it.
know. That might be one I have to sleep on.
Sleep on it. You got till Saturday. So next up, we have the Battle of the Terrible. Um, New Mexico State versus Middle Tennessee. Um, Middle,
What the fuck is this?
Middle Tennessee is a 3.5 point favorite. Matchup predictor very heavily favors Middle Tennessee at 72%. The main thing I see for both teams is both of them have a significant amount of interceptions. Middle Tennessee has 7. New Mexico State has 5. But the big major thing that I know, their quarterback only has 500 yards on the season, while
Huh?
yeah,
What do you mean?
519 yards, 112 passes. Yep.
What do you
While Middle
mean?
Tennessee's has 2,500 yards on the season already. So it's possible New Mexico State's quarterback got hurt at some point in the season, but damn.
This is stupid.
Oh.
Yeah, this is real stupid. Um, this is stupid as hell. Yeah. They own girl, I'm going Middle Tennessee.
¿Por qué?
This is stupid as hell. But the fact that New Mexico State went into 2 overtimes with Louisiana Tech just pissed me off. That's my sole reason. That pissed me off. A double overtime?
Seeing as now I will say they beat them. Middle Tennessee lost by 20.
The Louisiana Tech?
Yeah. Uh, I think I'm going to actually agree with you and go with Middle Tennessee.
I don't even know if that's correct. I don't even know if you should.
Why? Ow.
Um, I'm not confident in this.
Just wait till the next one. You're not going to be confident in either.
Oh God, what is this? Wisconsin, Nebraska. Oh my
Yep. So
gosh.
Wisconsin and Nebraska are both 5-5. Nebraska opened as the 2 point favorite, but looking at matchup predictor, it's actually Wisconsin who's favored by 53%. Um, the thing to know is both quarterbacks have 9 and 10 interceptions on the year, respectively. Um, Nebraska has 2,000. This is Patrick Mahomes lookalike. This is that.
Which team?
That's
He's on
Nebraska. Nebraska. Eddie. Eddie with a capital P. Oh shit! Yeah, looking at their game against Rutgers, I'm going Wisconsin.
I don't even know if that's the accurate choice, but fuck Patrick Mahomes, fuck the whole Mahomes family. And I know that's not the real Patrick Mahomes, but fuck them, and y'all know why. And fuck your
Mm-hmm.
lookalike too.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah,
Well,
that's it.
I'm looking at both of them played Rutgers. Okay, you ready
Mhm.
for this? Wisconsin won 42-7.
Okay.
Fair, fair, fair. Nebraska only won 14-7.
Yeah, why are we talking about this? Moving on.
Yup.
Oop.
Yup.
Oh, no, go back. Go back. Why do I want to talk about this?
Next up, we have Marshall versus Old Dominion. This is a pretty even split game. Old Dominion is only favored by 1.5 points. Looking at the matchup predictor, it's pretty 50-50. Both quarterbacks are pretty decent with over 1,000 yards on the year. Both running backs have about 700 yards carries or 700 yards on the year. Yeah.
This just put a bad taste in my mouth.
One significant game I will note for both of them, they both played Georgia Southern. Marshall lost 24-23.
Marshall won.
Uh,
Georgia Southern, not
Georgia
Georgia
State,
State.
yeah, Georgia
My
Southern.
mistake.
While Old Dominion won 47-19. They also beat Georgia State. Old Dominion beat Georgia State 21-14. Marshall won 35-20 though.
Marshall also whooped App State 52-37, and ODU lost
Lost
to
20,
them.
yeah, 28-20.
I think I might be going Marshall. Let me think about this. They also played Georgia State. ODU beat them 21-14. Marshall beat Georgia State 35-20.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, they are not allowing more than, outside of the like tough people. I think the most scoring game was their App State game, and they allowed 37 points, whereas
Old Dominion
ODU,
only allowed 28 for App State.
but every other person they play is scoring high.
Well,
Well, Virginia Tech 37-17, Marshall, Virginia Tech 31-14.
and then you look at Old Dominion, and they only allow Georgia Southern 19 points, Texas State 14 points, and Georgia State 14 points.
I literally don't know. This is so evenly split.
This is the evenly split game. This is the 50-50 game where literally like there's no correct answer. I'm going to go off of instinct and do Old Dominion just because.
And I'm gonna go off of instinct and do Marshall.
Good luck.
Honestly, I won't be mad if I lose this one because it literally is a crapshoot. It could
Mhm.
go either way.
Absolutely it can. So, next up, we have another fun one, Air Force and Nevada. They're both Air Force in 3 and 7.
My God, this is so stupid.
Kind of. Nevada is 3 and 8. Nevada is favored by 3.5 points. Looking at matchup predictor, it heavily favors Nevada.
We are talking about, let me just tell y'all, we are talking about 3-7 and 3-8 teams right now.
Yep, because I can't make it easy. One thing I'll note is Air Force's quarterback only has 415 yards passing, and Nevada's has 1,730.
Well, every game that Nevada has lost has been very close. Whereas Air Force is
They're getting
getting,
blown the hell out.
yeah, I'm going Nevada. Nevada almost beat Boise State, who is highly ranked
Ranked
right
right
now.
now. Yeah, whoa. I didn't even see that one.
Yeah, they just played them last
Oh,
week.
Nevada also
And
beat Oregon State earlier in the year.
right, that's what I'm saying. All these games that they've lost, they've been very close, with the exception of Minnesota and really Minnesota.
And that was earlier in the
Every
year.
Yeah, every other game has been close. I'm going with Nevada and I'm sticking with it.
I'm also going with Nevada. Um, sorry, Air Force. Respect y'all. But sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Um, our last one
Oh my God.
is Virginia Tech versus Duke. Um, Virginia Tech is 5-5. Duke is 7-3. Duke, actually, Virginia Tech opens as a favorite at 2.5 points. Matchup predictor also has them favored by 58%. Looking at their stats wise, one thing to note is Duke's quarterback has 8 interceptions versus Virginia Tech's has 6, but Duke's quarterback has 2,300 yards on the year, while Virginia Tech only has
What
1,500.
is this?
But Virginia Tech's running back has nearly 1,000 yards on the year. So I think
What
that's
the
where it
fuck
makes it up.
is this? I'm not understanding.
It's fun.
Oh, I know my answer.
Why?
Mainly because fuck Duke, fuck Puke.
Oh.
But also, I'm looking at this Miami game, which is not saying much. But Virginia, I forgot about that bullshit ass call Virginia Tech
Oh,
had
that's
against them.
right. That's right.
Yeah. And almost beat them. Whereas I'm looking at Duke playing Miami, and it wouldn't have mattered if they had a whole caller or not because they lost 53-31.
Ooh.
Now the only thing that's tripping me up a bit is the fact that they almost beat SMU, but I don't really think that's saying as much as I think it is.
No, I think that game against Miami is what really speaks a lot. Now, I'm not saying Miami's fantastic, seeing as they've almost been beaten 4 fucking times now.
Yeah.
Um, but I
But I think
also will hold them to the fact that they scored 14 on Clemson.
and I think they have a harder schedule overall compared to Duke's.
I would agree. They had to play Vandy earlier in the year and they lost in overtime. I forgot about that game.
Yes, they lost in the overtime. They almost they whooped Georgia Tech, which let me see, did Duke play Georgia Tech
Duke
yet?
did
Or did
play Georgia Tech and they lost 24-14.
Oh yeah, it's Virginia Tech.
Yep.
It's Virginia Tech.
Yep. I agree.
Easy.
I agree.
I
Cool.
say easy and then watch this be the game I fucking lose, but who knows?
You say that for all of your games. And then it ends up being the game you didn't think it would be. So I think it's a pretty even split, minus the North Carolina Boston College game, where you're actually kind of 50-50. Also Old Dominion and Marshall, which is literally a coin flip.
I need to sleep on this one a little bit more.
That's fair.
Um I think I might stick with it though because I need to just see what my competition is doing too because it might be in my best interest to stay.
It might be.
But we'll see. I'll think about that offline and report back next week.
Do you want to
All right. That
report on your
yeah, because
fantasy?
I
Guys,
whooped
we've
ass.
popped
Finally,
off.
I finally popped up. I didn't even see 165.
Yeah, dude, we popped off, brother.
Okay, so let me tell you, I stopped looking at it when it was 140. And I said, "Whoa. I finally got the algorithm. I finally figured it out." So, just to tell you my Pookie Wookies of the game.
Oh, the week, you mean?
Yes, my Pookie Wookies of the week. Um, Puka Nuka, welcome, babes. You're finally worth the investment I had all season. You're finally worth it. Thank you for popping off the way you did. T. Higgins, I actually watched that game. You were showing the fuck off.
Context on T. Higgins. We were actually 50-50 on we were going to put him in or not because we weren't sure.
Oh my god, I forgot about
And
that.
last second, I was like, you know what? Yeah, because they're playing the Chargers. Like, Joe Burrow wants these fucking wins. They're about to toss that shit to T every single time. And guess fucking what? T. Higgins at the end of the game complained because he didn't get the ball enough.
I
Pop off.
literally was like, Jessica, because I was scared because earlier in the week T was still like questionable.
Yup.
But then like the day before, I was like, Jessica, T is
Play
up.
him.
I said, I think I should move him.
Yep.
And I'm so glad I did because he popped the fuck off. Also, one thing we did, so George Kittle was on a bye. I mean, not on a bye. He
He
was
was
out.
questionable.
He was questionable for a while and then they officially ruled him out.
Mm-hmm.
I was shitting bricks because he was my only tight end. So I got rid of.
It was some random dude. I can't even remember his name. He was not worth noting because he only would get you 8 points.
He wasn't doing shit.
No.
Oh, CMET.
Yeah,
Yes.
something like that.
CMET was popping off for a little bit and then like I think he got hurt and they just stopped putting him in or something.
Something
We were
like
like,
that.
okay, we need to swap him with somebody. Jessica was like, Janu. I said, I don't know who the fuck that is, but that's the only shot we got. Baby had just as many points as T.
Miami showed the fuck up against Vegas, and I'm not
Fanta-
shocked.
Fantastic. Pookie Wookie. Um, yes.
Yup.
I literally
Yup.
popped the fuck off. And you want to know who else could get fucked? I already said this already, but again, Patrick Mahomes, get wrecked. Get fucking wrecked. When I first started looking at your game, he was at -2 points. Fuck you.
uh,
Getting beat Jalen, technically, yes,
yes,
but
but
fuck
barely.
you. Yeah,
Barely.
fuck you.
Also,
Anyway,
the funny thing is, there was one scroll down really quick because there was another player we were thinking of putting T. Higgins in instead. And I think it was Tony Pollard for a second. And at one
yes,
point,
yes, it was.
Tony
Tony
was
was in the
negative
flex. So,
points.
so what happened was Tony was in the flex because there was nothing else we could do.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, T is here. And I was like, maybe I'll just swap him and put T in my flex.
Yep.
Because I was like, what do I have to lose? If he doesn't do well, hopefully some of these other people will pop off. I'm not gonna shit on Tony though, because Tony's been consistent. He's been, if we
Well,
look at, yeah, he's been consistent. If we look at his games, he's been doing like teens, with the exception of this last game. We won't talk about it, but like he's been pretty consistent overall. So I didn't think it was that far of a stretch to have him in my flex. Um,
it was between him. It was between Higgins and Jackson. I'm not gonna lie, because I had a slight inkling that Jackson or T might pop off.
well,
Reason I
Jackson did pop off
He
too.
did, but the reason I really leaned in towards T. Higgins is that's one of Burrow's main guys that he goes to every single time. He needs a
Yeah,
confident wide receiver, and T is that, to the point at the end of the game. T even mentioned like he was mad at the play calling because they stopped throwing it to him as much. Um, Pop the fuck off. I hate that they lost because the performance he gave, he deserved to win. But yeah,
yeah.
get your 30 points.
Well, anyway, so yeah, I whooped that ass.
I think you've
165 to 127.
I think you've won the last 3 weeks. I might be crazy.
I think it was the last two, not last three. Let's look at the, I can look at the league. It'll tell you. Um, oh, standing, sorry. Yeah, so I'm on a, oh, it doesn't tell you here.
No, it tells you somewhere else. Hold on.
It tells you on the app. It tells you your winning
Yeah,
streak.
1 second.
Well, just know I'm middle of the pack still. The people that I needed to lose actually lost. So I was very glad about that because I was in a four-way tie for like all of the season and now I'm only in a two-way tie. And I technically think the person in front of me is ahead just because he has more points than me overall because I did have a lag. Let me see. Yeah, he only is ahead of me by like 2 points. So um
It's also based on record. It's based on
right.
record, technically. Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry. You're
Yeah, yeah,
on a
yeah.
you're on a 2 week winning streak, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was two. But yeah, so I think the only reason for now he's ahead of me is just because he just has more total points overall than me, but I think it's gonna change. Um, moving on or moving forward, I play the LRFD lads, which is my good buddy. I'm a little nervous just because I did a little peek see at his team. First of all, he's 7-4, so I'm kind of nervous about that. Second off, his team right now is kind of looking good.
Well,
Um,
two of your players are on bye week, which I'm about to switch out.
oh,
Um,
we'll do that right now. We'll do that after this.
so that might
But
help with this comparison once you're done. Just
well,
for context.
I wasn't even looking at the points or the projection. I was looking at Josh Allen because low key, I've been watching the Bills a little bit. He's kind of been
He's on
popping
a bye
off.
week. Yep. So you're good there. Bye week.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let's see who his backup is.
He don't have one.
Oh, he's wrecked. He's fucking wrecked.
He doesn't have one. Damn. Damn, his team is beat the hell. Jesus
He's
fuck.
wrecked, bro. I'm sorry to cheer,
Well,
but
hold on,
golly.
because what quarterbacks are available? Tua's available, Bo Nix is available,
Oh shit, if he
Wilson.
gets Bo Nix, he's set.
Not really. Bo's been iffy. He's 50-50.
I, yeah, but I mean, last game he was pretty solid.
Well, that was against Atlanta. So, Atlanta shit.
I wouldn't say that because before that game, they weren't, you know.
Eh. Either way, if he does get Bo, which I don't even know if he could snag him, you might be in trouble. But
Derrick Henry, I also was looking at CD Lamb. Now that's who I was like, ah,
uh maybe interesting. Very interesting lineup. You have a
yeah.
chance. You do have a chance. I'm not going to say you're out of it, but
I just have to. If I could have a week like last week, I would be golden, Pony Boy. I would be golden.
yeah,
But
you got to make some adjustments,
I gotta
but
make some adjustments. So let's do that now.
cuz both James Cook and T Higgins are on a bye, which is
Oh
okay.
my
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
god.
Breathe, relax. You have your options. So you have Dottle from Dallas, who's playing Washington, that you could put in at running back, or Pollard, who's playing Houston. I would lean more against Dottle from Dallas as the running back and put him in. And then you can put in Jackson Smith for your flex. Your backup flex could be Kittle if he's cleared. So you got options. You're fine. It's okay. It really is truly okay. For those that are not watching and are listening, Amani has her hand over her mouth as though the um I just told her the worst news possible.
I'm having a heart attack.
Why? It's okay.
Okay,
You
so
have
okay.
people on your roster that you can put up there. It'd be a problem if you didn't.
Okay, so is Houston good?
Uh
Is the Commanders good?
it's no, Washington's ass.
Okay, so okay. All right, all right. So we're gonna swap out my Poogie Woogie for
Rico.
Rico,
Mhm.
and then we're going to swap out T
I would
for
say for Jackson and then keep an eye on Kittle if he gets cleared and put him in. Yeah.
Seattle's good, correct?
Seattle's not bad.
I'm just thinking because Jalen plays the Rams.
The Rams aren't that great.
Okay, cool. So I could keep my defense too.
Yeah.
And then the kicker, I mean, the kicker's been all right. He plays Green Bay.
Jake is good. You can keep Jake. Jake's not bad. The one that's struggling right now, unfortunately, is Koo for Atlanta.
Which
He's
is so fucking crazy. Let me tell y'all.
no, it's so bad because he's on my other team.
So fucking crazy because Koo literally was the person I wanted for the kicker because I knew he was gonna pop off, and then the past like 2 or 3 games he's been sucking. I don't know what's going on with
He
him.
he still got me points, but he could have gotten a lot more. He's missed 3 field goals the last this past game. He could have gotten a lot more points. But I was positive in points, thankfully. I was not negative. So I'll give him that much. But I did switch him out on my other
Which
league.
is so crazy. I just was shocked at that.
You win some, you lose some. I'm afraid that Atlanta might be switching him out at the end of the year.
With who?
They might just drop him and pick up another kicker.
No, I like
Yeah,
him too much.
well, if you can't be consistent in the NFL, they don't give a fuck, especially kickers.
Don't do that. They be
They
like cool in the stand.
no, they did that to my kid Rodrigo Blankenship. They dropped his ass quick, and it's now everybody's like, why is nobody picking him up? Because he's still out there kicking, still out there fucking killing it. He's only projected 88 points. You're projected 122.
Well, that's because he doesn't have a QB.
I don't know if he's paying attention because he better get a QB quick.
Well, even
Also,
if you
his Jerome Ford is his RB2? Brother, he don't get nothing.
well, I'm pretty sure it's probably because his bench. Oh no, he just hasn't swapped.
It's James Conner probably is who he wants to put in. He might do that. Zach's not good. You don't want to do that either. God, his fucking bench is banged the hell up. Fuck. He could put
Ye-
James Conner in. I could see that happening. He got Laporta. Good on you, brother.
Well,
You got a chance.
I have a chance. We shall see. I don't know when everyone plays because I don't pay attention. Let me see. Oh, George Pickens is a Thursday night game.
Come on,
Eek.
Georgie.
Please help me.
Come
Please.
on,
I'm begging
Georgie.
you.
They're starting to favor him more and throw him the ball, which is a positive. They've started to realize like he's
Yeah, I'm gonna
actually
just be
good.
honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go back to last week. They played Baltimore, and the way he still kind of popped off, and that was a tough game because I also watched that one. I'm fine with it.
That's my
I'm
boy.
fine with it.
That is my boy.
We will stick with it.
I love him. I loved him
Well,
very
guys,
much.
this was fun. We'll see how the next week goes. I'm gonna leave to go get me something to eat. I don't know what that is,
We're
but
actually leaving the fantasy discussion on a positive note for once.
I am not cooked.
She does not feel cooked.
My playoff, listen, the other thing I was really excited about was my playoff percentage because I was very scared. I really wanted to be in the playoffs. 52% is
You most likely are making the playoffs. 2 people have already been eliminated.
damn, really?
Yeah, scroll down, go to the left. Go to the left. You see how they have an E next to it? It means they've already been eliminated.
Ah, ah,
Yeah.
damn.
Sucks.
Well,
They're cooked. You're not cooked. You still have a good chance. You have a very good chance of making the playoffs. It
let's
sucks.
hope, guys.
It sucks that there's a 4-way tie, but I'm pretty sure those 4 have to play each other at some point.
I think they play. So if I can be LRFD,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna switch things up. But then we'll be tied. I believe. Let me look up um the scores for this week. So Bucket Man is gonna be fine because he's playing somebody that's not. Oh, Big Back and Be Nasty, they're the top two, I think.
So they got to play
Or
each other. They're playing each
mm-hmm.
other this week. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cooked.
Yeah. So some stuff's gonna switch up, but
It should be good. That's what you want.
yeah.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, brother.
Middle of the pack.
Ain't
That's
nothing.
exactly where I wanna be.
Exactly. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Keep
All
it
right,
right smack in the middle.
well that's us. I'm gonna go get something to eat.
I'm going to go pass the hell out. Uh, so as always, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Hope you enjoyed. Um,
Until next week.
until next week, go dogs and go deeks.
Go Deeks and go dogs. Bye everyone. Bye.
Bye.